What's up, guys? We are out at the Norcross Library. Today we are going to take a look at the status of construction. We are trying to open up the library here in a few weeks, so there's a lot of last minute activity taking place, and it's just sort of neat to see everything come together. Here at the end, I'm standing in the stairwell that goes down to the parking garage that has been striped. It looks pretty cool now. They've gotten the sidewalk in. The entry to the parking garage is on the right. You can really see the outside of the library right now. This was a really pretty neat corner. You can see the glass corner. Of course, we did that on all the corners of the library to open your eye up to the landscape. That's a Frank Lloyd Wright rip-off right there from Falling Water in a number of his houses. You can see the glass elevator here. Guys are finishing that up. Looks really neat. Of course, our woven guardrail, sort of an artsy take on a guardrail. Got this great cantilever on the corner. The guys have been working to finish up the drop off here, and we've got some pavers that are going in on our entry stairs. Really looking nice. So these pavers here are the same pavers that are up on the plaza area. Got a really neat handicap paver here. That's what the little bump ups are. Part of the accessibility code. The planters are in. You can really feel the space now that the pavers are up here, and the roof is a little bit over 9 feet tall, or the ceiling here. So this is supposed to be our exterior room, and it really is feeling like an outside room. It was meant to do that. We've got this great cantilever, and this area faces north, so you don't get any direct sunlight. So this time of year, it's almost 90 degrees today, but it's really okay in the shade. So I imagine people will pull up here and sit on the bench. We do have some benches that are going to go in here on the planters, and you can do a little bit of work and look at all the activity on the park. The entry to the library is right here on the right, and you can see the glass elevator in the distance. Again, this great cantilever that overhangs the stairs. As we move towards the plaza here, we're actually on top of the parking deck right now below. The guys are pressure washing the top plaza. They have sandblasted and created some stripes in the plaza. When we first started designing this project, the idea was to extend your eyes out onto the park. You can see here the stripes. We'll go take a look at one that's kind of dried out. So what we did was we've got some light sandblasting in all the main areas, and then some medium sandblasting right here. Really looks nice. And then they sandblasted the edge of the planters. You can see the guys running over it right now. And of course, each of these planters are going to have some benches on them, and they got some really neat lights that light up underneath. Looking forward to seeing that. This area here will receive grass, so it'll be a continuation of the grass from the park. You can see the planters and the green roof. I'm going to be interested to see how people use the green roof over time. Of course, it's very hot right now. We had designed some canopies to go out in the area, and the library said they may end up doing that, is putting some canopies up. You can see the great windows that open into the library. We tried to hide the upper mullion for the window. That's just a little detail to provide this unobstructed view, to make it look like the inside is coming outside. You can see that or it's a little hard to see, but this roof material right here, which is really metal, meant to simulate wood, it continues on the inside as well. We also continued the brick on the corner here to the inside. Again, just that embracing the landscape, extending the outside inside. This is our book drop. Of course, the main entry to the library. We got our Michael Graves blue on the ceiling. That's a signature color that about 10 years ago I started putting in all my projects. When Michael Graves passed away, I called up to his office and got the exact formula for this blue. And I tell you, he was onto something with it. It's a fantastic blue. I think he may have ripped it off from Le Corbusier. If you look back at Le Corbusier, he released some color palettes, and this blue is very, very similar to one of those colors. Looks fantastic with this brick. Again, this brick is an elongated Roman brick, so it's twice as long as a typical brick, and it's not quite as tall. Over here on the left, we've got some great wood paneling. There's gonna be some Amazon lockers here, so you can have something delivered to the library and come pick that up. This is the main entry to the library. We've got a really great, I'm gonna be interested to see how this works too, but it's sort of this work print station area. Some holds will be on the right. You'll have some checkout kiosks, and then you'll have a check-in computer for all of the main computers, which will be right in front of you. We have the restrooms here on the left. Again, we continued some of this wood paneling. They really look fantastic. I'm sort of proud of these restrooms. We've been working over a few projects, just refining the details. You can see here, everything hangs from the ceiling and all the toilet fixtures are hanging from the walls, so it should be very easy to clean. This is the absolute minimum size of a restroom. So we tried to squeeze every square foot out. Of course, by doing that, that should, theoretically, right, saves money making it as small as we can. The door in front of you goes into a janitorial room. They got the lights up here. They really look nice. And of course, this Corian sink with the Corian countertop with the integral sink and the motion sensor faucets. I mean, just really, really nice. This right here is actually a shelf that people can put their belongings on, books or whatnot, as they come into the restroom. We started doing that as well. Now here's our signage. We tried to simplify the signage and add a little bit of design element to it. I think it looks nice. Here's a different view of that workstation here. Got some fun colors. This week they worked on putting the furniture into the library, so some of these pieces are in here. They still have a lot of millwork to do. We do have a bench that will be along the window wall, and that's going to have some fabric seating cushions on it. We kept the furniture pretty simple. There's not any patterns to the pieces, so it's got a really nice, clean, modern look. This library is meant to be very open and bright and cheerful. This area here is the adult reading area. We've got a nice corner area over here. And we've never done this before. These are some stools you can pull up to a bar here and look out onto the park. I think these are going to be really popular. Of course, there's this corner seating here that's reminiscent of falling water. We continued some of the colors in between. And again, this is, you can see through here out onto the landscape. So just that passing through from inside to outside and carrying that through even to the smallest of details. You can see through here right out into the landscape. At one time, we had our double channel columns, and we ended up going away from that. These columns are really huge because the floor plate is about a 30-foot by 30-foot grid. But you can see how this column is actually in front of the window. And the reason we did that, it doesn't hit at a window mullion, was that you were originally supposed to be able to see through the column. And we've done that in our office. We did that in our Sewell Mill library. We may try to do that on Hooper, Renwick, and some of our libraries that are in design now. Over here is the living room. We've got some fun chairs right here in front of the living room. Of course, this area is going to be all blue. So all of the pieces that go in here are blue in color. The guys have come through and they've put some of the felt on the wall. So some of these walls are felt, some of them are paint. We're gonna see over time. If that helps with acoustics, it should. we believe a library should be quiet, and we actually had an acoustic engineer analyze some of our spaces. These quiet study rooms and all the learning labs, they have double walls, so they have some acoustic treatment to them. It's a little bit of a cheaper way to treat some rooms. You can, if you really got into it like we've done at some of our production studios, you would have double doors to eliminate sound, but they didn't want to go to that extent here. Guys are working on putting in the felt. So each of these rooms are different colors. You can see here kind of the aqua blue, we've got the darker blue, and the color wraps around the frame. So anywhere you have one of these colored portals, that's meant to signify passing through. So you can see here, we've got the yellow here, and then we've got the green into the maker space. And the signage really looked nice. We spent a lot of time looking at the different fonts. Really like this blue right here, it's a lot of fun. So this is the music studio. We've got some acoustic paneling on the walls, and you can really tell the difference walking in here. I'm not sure you can hear that as me talking, but it really deadens when you get inside of the room. And again, these rooms are double lined, and they've got acoustic, well, it's not acoustic insulation, it's regular insulation. You can use acoustic insulation, but there's not much difference in just regular bad insulation. So we've started using the bad insulation to save a little bit of money. This is the teen area. We've got an area for 2 teen computers and some fun furniture here. These colors really look fantastic. So we tried to alternate. You can see the backs and the seats with the different colors, and I really love these colors, look great. Of course, the colored portals in the background look great as well, and all the different meeting rooms. This should be a fun place for teens to set up. The felt has gone in around the meeting room, and then the felt has gone in around the back of house. Again, this is going to have this great green portal, and you can see back in the back.
And so he's the one that will have access to this.
So we have a break room over on the right. Oh yeah, look at this. This turned out nice. Oh, the lockers are in here, fantastic. So libraries have lockers just for the staff to put their things, and yeah. And so we've got a little place here for them to have a break for lunch. We try to make some areas for the staff that are kind of nice, just for them to get away from the public for a little bit. Got some signage up here for each of the rooms. Got the branch manager's furniture in. Really neat, little accent wall. I think I want to do more of that in the future. It turned out nice.
Paul. Oh, okay, let's put this in.
So this is the workroom. Really great fixtures here that have the same felt on them. So these fixtures are 100% uplight, so you're bouncing the light off of the ceiling. And we used a fantastic lighting consultant. They run all the numbers and get everything right. Just really makes a difference in a library. So these here are areas for each of their book crates. The book crates will come in through the staff door here, and they can stack it up, and there's actually a table for sorting right here. And then got a corner window, all these great cubicles, really pretty neat. And then we're up elevated, which is a fantastic experience, just seeing the parking area below. And if you notice, we continue the glass from the ceiling to the floor, which is that center band on the library. And again, that's just pushing your view out onto the landscape. Here's the conference room. Check out these light fixtures, some triangles, really neat. This conference table turned out fantastic. Of course, have great views out onto the library. There really aren't any hidden corners in this library, and that was deliberate, just for people to have a sense of security. That's important. If people don't feel safe, they'll tend to not use the library. These whitewash doors also turned out great. They wanted a really light wood. We actually started off with a more walnut kind of color and ended up going with this whitewash wood, which really lightens everything up and works well with all of the white on the walls. So here's the meeting room. Again, we have this purple that's around the meeting room. And we've got all of the different classroom tables in here and chairs. You can push all these together and store them in the storage room behind the wall in front of you. And then we have all these fantastic colors on the wall as well, just to kind of brighten up a meeting room. This is the children's area. So it's coming together nicely. We've gotten some of the furniture in here. There's going to be some shelving on this side that I can't remember if this is the taller shelving on this side or if it's the lower shelving, but we've got some of the felt on the wall. And again, the brick is continuing inside, pulling that outside inside. And here's going to be kind of an iPad station. And so this will be wrapped in the same whitewashed wood. But the felt really turned out nice. We've got a corner window here. Some fun seating that'll be around. And then this is an exit to the plaza. You can see the guys are out there pressure washing this side. What we did in the children's area is we used this red color. We tried to not use red throughout the rest of the building so that this area would be separate from everywhere else. Really love these light fixtures. In the corner is the children's story time area. And we've got some fun seating here. And of course, this great chair. And the story time area backs up to the meeting room. You can open this wall here, it's an Anna wall, and during those times of year where you have a large, say, story time, you can take advantage of the meeting room, or you can have some other type of program in the meeting room. Here's this great chair. We went round and round with colors. It's amazing. It's sort of like you just kind of freeze everything at some point and you go with it. We had color wrapping in the center. And tried all sorts of different things, but I really like how this ended up. Very nice and simple. Here's a view to the rest of the space. These fixtures are fantastic. These stripes on the walls are really nice too. We'd never done that. I think I'm going to try to incorporate that in the future as well. It turned out nice. Just very cool look. Of course, the colors here, fantastic. And the meeting room has these great views onto Buford Highway. And then you can look back out onto the library space as well with all these great windows. Just really is coming together. It's amazing how these last few details are what really make building. I've taken pictures for a year and a half now trying to explain to people how great this is going to be. And it really takes getting some of the furniture in here and all the finished colors to start to see it. But guys, that's it. If you have not liked the video, that really helped me out. I appreciate you doing that. And always, if you would consider subscribing, that'd be fantastic as well. But I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.